Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Laura with Stitchin with Laura. How's everybody doing? I hope everyone is having a great day. Well, today is day 2 of my extravaganza, so be sure to watch the video all the way through so that you can get your 2 numbers that you're going to need to go with a total of 10 for Monday. So as you can see, I am starting on this peacock. And I'll be working in this lower vicinity right in here. I'm not real clear on where that's at. But, what was I going to say? I did take the whole pillowcase affair thing off and, yeah, pitched it. Except for the backing. I saved the backing just in case I might need it for something. Yeah. The color I'm using today is 3847. It's a beautiful teal green. So, what is everybody up to? Are you stitching? Are you staying inside? Is it cold where you're at? Tell me. Tell me. Now, today I'm supposed to go over to my friend's house, and we're going to attempt to make at least 4 batches of baklava. We'll see how that goes. So, I've never done it, but evidently this is a family thing for her. Her mother has made it, and she's made it from her mother's recipe. So, yeah, this is exciting. I get to learn how to cook something new. Oh, yeah, yesterday, it was slower than slow. Yesterday at work, it was kind of cold. I mean, the wind wasn't blowing, but it was like 28 degrees, probably felt like 15. And if there was any wind at all, it was very slight, so. Yeah, but, and of course, I opted not to wear a sweatshirt under my work shirt, so I was kind of chilly all night long. But I had the heat on, so there we are. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah. So I was very happy to get home, get warm. I just heated up some of that roast that I had already cooked. I don't know if I'll get it into beef and noodles or not, but we'll try. We will try. Because that sounds really good. I know, I just had chicken and noodles. Like, I went up the wrong hole. Hang on just a second. Like a week ago or so. But I wanted to find a good use for the roast, because I got so much of it. Mind you, the first roast was not very big, and the second one was really big, so I just cut it up, cooked it all at one time in the crock pot. And I get that crock pot brand seasoning. And it's about the same size as one of those McCormick seasoning packets. But it's made by the crock pot brand. And it says pot roast. And they also have one for, I don't know that it's called pulled pork, but like barbecued pork. Which I don't fix too often. Pork and me just, it's a love-hate relationship. It's been that way my whole life, so I can't figure out, every once in a while I get hungry for pork ribs, but other than that, that's about as far as it goes. And my mother used to fix pot roast all the time. Or pork pot roast. I wasn't a fan. I don't know what it is, just a little bit of it goes a long way, and then I'm kind of done with it, And I missed one pink one right there. Thought I'd start down here on its feathers-ish, sort of. Yeah. So, the night before I didn't sleep really well, so I think I maybe got 3 or 4 hours of sleep. and I was just kind of done in. I stitched for a little bit and watched Grey's Anatomy, only because, you know, all those people know the scenario. I don't have to pay attention too much. It's just something on that's making noise, pretty much. Oh, goodness. So it's nice to hear what everybody is working on. I love that. Yeah, makes me feel like I know exactly which one you're working on. Yeah. I went looking for, I don't know if you remember it or not, Beautiful Scenery of Park. It's a Joy Sunday kit. It must be buried somewhere, because I couldn't find it to save myself, and I wasn't moving nothing last night. So, you know, maybe I'll find time today in the daylight to look for that one, because it has its own bag. And I could have swore it was out. Now, it might be over here. This is the only other place I didn't look. Was, you know, where all my giant ones are. So, I'll look through that today, maybe. So, I have no idea what time I'll get back from my friend's house. So, yeah. We'll see. Or, you know, what I do afterwards. And I thought I would take, if this works out, take this baklava and take some of it to my daughter's house when we have our tea party. Nothing like Chinese green tea and baklava. Boy, those go together. Yeah, I was looking, speaking of going together, I was looking through, you know, the stores I do reviews for and everything. And you see the typical, what do you call it, Christmas kits and stuff. And we have mice, we have Santa Claus, we have religious ones, you know, mangers and all that. And then I get to this one part, and it's not just one store. They have these at all the stores that I do reviews for. They have dragons with like a Christmas hat on or something. Yeah, it just, I was like, what? Well, nothing says Christmas like a Christmas dragon. Okay, is this a thing someplace else that I don't know about? Yeah, I was like, okay, y'all have gone way too far. Yes, I like my dragons, but Christmas dragon, that just didn't go right. So, yeah. And it's a real serious looking dragon. Gotta check that out. I was like, okay. Moving right along, I think I'll stick with the stereotypical Christmas kits. Yeah. But I think I'm kind of full up on Christmas kits now. Unless it's something that I really want. But, yeah, no. Now, the first number today is 41. 41. Whoops, I still have little pieces of leftover threads. I just seamed rip that sucker right off there. Didn't feel bad about it at all. Nope, just keep on moving. I don't know, I just cannot get into these pillow things. I don't know. Of course, you know, 500 years ago, in the Dark Ages, we had needlepoint, and everybody was always making a pillowcase cover. Here we are, fast forward 50 years later. No. I didn't do needlepoint. I mean, I did needlepoint, but I didn't, not religiously like I do this. But to make a pillowcase, yeah, it was all the rage. But yeah, I just wanted to see what the kit looked like. The only thing I'm really disappointed about in this kit is that the color key is not printed on this canvas anywhere. Yeah, I kind of like to have it nearby, you know, so I can scope out my next color that I'm going to stitch with. Yeah. Who knows? But I like this green, and it works for me, so we'll see. Very nice thread, though. You know, that's what I like about these kits. They're all pretty consistent with how the thread is all put together. You know, I don't know, about 3 or 4 years ago, I got a kit, and I probably got it off of Amazon. It was, I can't remember the name. I want to say Jaylin, but that's probably not right. They had May Deer, and then they had this other one, whatever it was. And I just so happened to get the May Deer, and then I had this other one. And the thread on that whatever it was really stiff. It wasn't as soft and pliable as this. So I'm glad that the threads are pretty much consistent in all these stamped kits that I've been getting lately. So even the DIY ones, you know, had good thread. So I don't know what was up with that one. Because thread, theoretically, thread should not go bad. I mean, for at least another 50, 75 years, you know. Or if it's been stored improperly, or mice got to it, or blah, 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 you know. But I got nothing. But I don't know what was wrong with that thread, and I haven't had another kit with bad thread in it after that. So I just never ordered another one from that so-called company. I can't, all I can remember is it began with a J. I threw the thing out. I threw the whole kit out. I was done. And it was a counted one as well, but it was, you know, all put together so you could do it like this. Like you would get a counted kit from one of these places. They're either counted or stamped. It was that type of company, but yeah, I was not impressed. And granted, I don't know if there was too many threads, you know, that I didn't want to go out and just individually buy all the threads, because I have been known to do that. But around here, a skein of, let's call it DMC thread, costs $1 a skein. And because you can't find hardly anything at Walmart. They probably got 25 colors, you know, black, white, ecru. I can't think of anything else. You know, it's a very limited, and then there's that sewing store that I told you about that's basically a quilt store, but they have tons of thread. That is in DMC. And then they have, like, quilting thread, you know, like sewing thread, you know, that kind of thing that you would put into a sewing machine. But, yeah. They don't have any of the silky stuff. No silk thread at all. But this is a small store and very small inventory. So that's why I've always ordered all my stuff from 123 Stitch. Especially if I'm going to do, you know, a pattern that is counted. And their thread is like 40 to 50 cents cheaper if I get it at 123 Stitch, because they have a wider selection. Have yet to order any silk, real silk thread. Yeah, I'm just kind of saving my money. It sounds like a good theory, but I don't stitch on high enough count, what do you call it, linen or Lagana or whatever, to warrant very thin, fine silk thread. I can't see it, please. You know? And especially $4 to $8 a skein, it's like, nope, we're done. DMC works just fine for me. And I haven't stitched any more on my silk, my rayon silk Great Wall. Not since that one day. I just haven't had time to pick up anything. I think last night was the first night I stitched in, what, day and a half or so. Because usually I'll do a little bit of stitching in the morning before I go to work, sometimes if I have the time. Other times, you know, I just don't have the time at all. I don't know where this is filling in. I'm just following the symbol, but it doesn't look like much of anything. There is some of this starting in the, call it the eyes on the, you know, like in here, in the eye part of the feather. I was always fascinated by peacock feathers when I was young. My aunt, this, hard to explain, but we'll call her my aunt for lack of what she was or wasn't. But yeah, she was family, but big, long, stupid story. Anyway, when we'd go to her house, you know, and I'd have to go use the bathroom, she always had this tall basket thing that sat like in the bedroom where I had to go by or whatever, and it was full of peacock feathers. And I just loved it. I'd take one of those out of there and just stare at it, and stare at it, and stare at it. They'd wonder what I was doing. She was always doing something crafty. She's the one that did all my Barbie doll clothes and baby blankets for the dolls, and yeah. Or she was making hard crack candy, you know, like cinnamon candy or whatever else they had, peanut brittle. Yeah, she was always making something off the wall that my mother would never have done. My mother didn't sew doll clothes. She knitted, but she didn't sew doll clothes, and it wasn't like she was making his hordes of sweaters or anything. And she did do embroidery. But back in the day, that was all in, what do you call those things? Dresser scarves or in-table decoration things. Yeah. So that's how I got started in that. I knew how to embroider before I knew how to cross stitch. So, yeah. And some days I miss embroidery, but others, not so much. I just have to pick what I want to do, you know. And it's kind of a nice change of pace, but I haven't found any decent embroidery kits with any of these places that I've done, what do you call them, reviews for. They always have something small and weird, and yeah, no. So I just kind of got out of the thing. Yeah, I could probably go and find a billion of them on Amazon, but I'd fall down that rabbit hole for sure. So just don't do much of it anymore. But they couldn't keep me in dresser scarves and in-table little doily type size stuff. I'd whip through them like it was nothing. Just because I like to do it. I didn't do my first cross-stitch actual kit until I got married, and I was pregnant with my son, my first son. Because I was going to make a baby blanket, but, you know me, and knots. You remember the knots on the back of everything. I couldn't figure out how to hide the thread back in the day, and I got one of those, oh, who made them? Brucella, I think. I can't remember. It's been 100 years. I got it from Michael's. But it was like a quilted quilt, and it had all the X's on it, and all you had to do is follow the so-called pattern. Yeah. In a corner, in a knot, yeah. So, that didn't go well. I ended up with lots of crocheted or knitted things for that baby. Because I could wing that. Literally without a pattern. So, by the time I had my second two, I was into quilting. So, yeah. Fun times. Fun times. It's amazing what crafts you try and pick up. And I even did that, cut the little felt pieces out and put the buttonhole stitch around everything. Oh, yeah. And put sequins on stuff. Oh, God, yes. Oh, that was another thing my aunt made. She made everybody's stockings. And they had all different kinds of flashy sequins and wonderful little embroidered embellishments and everything on them. They were gorgeous. Yeah. So I wanted to follow in everybody else's footsteps. Some days it was a little hard to keep up. Then I went through the phase of applique, and we're back to the buttonhole stitch again, right? Yeah. Fun times. All right. The second number is number 82. 82. So the two numbers for today are 41 and 82. Might end up working on this when I get back home today. I don't know. Depends what the weather's going to do. It said we had like 12% chance of snow. Next. I have no idea if it's going to snow or it won't snow. Oh, goodness. It's a really nice fabric, too. It doesn't... It's real smooth. I haven't had such smooth Aida since I was buying Aida at a quilt store. Can't buy that here, though. Nope, not happening. And I don't dare order it offline. I want to be able to feel it. So, here's where we're at. Now, I did order some Aida from 123 Stitch. But, you know, I looked through the reviews to see if somebody said if it was soft or it was stiff or it was... Because I have gotten, not bad Aida, but Aida that was totally stiff. I washed it 2 or 3 times. Stuff was still stiffer than crap. And I don't know what was wrong with it. So I upped my game, so to speak, to a little bit more expensive Aida, and it was just fine. So I don't know, but that other stuff, I don't know what was wrong with it. I washed it and washed it and washed it and dried it and dried it. I'm like, what in the hell? Yep, it's in a corner, gone. Yep, next. All right, guys. I think that is going to be it for today. Well, we've kind of been here, there, and it just kind of keeps looping around. So we'll see after I get another couple colors in there how everything's going to show out. Thank you for joining me today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and please hit the bell. That way you'll know when my next video comes out. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you next time. God bless. Bye-bye. Keep stitching.